There, we're online now. Okay,
he's done.
This is how technologically challenged I am. I forgot to hit the record button. I look over and I see the screen's empty and go, what? Well, you want to hit the record button, people. That's a little lesson. Keep that in mind. Hey, we have, I said yesterday, a monster show, and today we've got a lot to cover, so let's just jump right in. I want to introduce our in-studio guest, because AVET Project gets involved in supporting all sorts of veterans, even the active duty members. We do a lot for a lot of people. And when we got the opportunity to feature the man I'm going to introduce in a moment, he actually came out to Battle the Branches. All right, he had some of his works there to show and sell. And I met him even before then, but right now he's got such a phenomenal project going on that I'm excited to talk about it. So let's give a big welcome to Jim McDowell. Jim, thanks for being here today, brother.
Thanks a lot, Garen. I appreciate your time.
All right, get that microphone a little closer to you. And you're a veteran yourself. What branch were you in, Jim?
I was in the Navy.
Give us an idea, when were you in the service?
I was in the service back in the 70s. I was stationed on the USS Mobile, amphibious cargo carrier, attack ship stationed in San Diego. I did a lot of Westpac cruises, and they hit Alaska and Canada, and of course every part of the area over there. Unfortunately, it was right after Vietnam that I served.
I think that's a good, fortunately, you didn't have to go over in that mess. Well, thank you for your service, brother,
well,
honestly. So you are a man of many talents, and people are going to discover this as they get to know you a little bit. And we'll talk about your current project, but you found yourself up against a rock and a hard place. Tell us a little bit about your current situation, what you're digging your way out of, how you're overcoming some of this stuff.
Well, I had fractured my back back in 2005. Had quite a bit of savings, had 4 businesses operational at the time. I operated all of them myself, and broke my back on my koi farm. I had a 10-acre koi farm in Osteen. And just a year in and year out, my funds were dwindling, and the economy was collapsing along with it, and just a matter of time before getting low on funds, tried to get some help through Social Security and things, and unfortunately I wasn't successful there, so eventually went broke, ended up living in my van.
So you were homeless?
Literally.
Okay, so we've got Glenn, another homeless vet. I mean, it is a crisis in this country. There shouldn't be any veteran that has to find himself or herself homeless. But Jim, what happened since then, and where are you at now?
Well, since then, went through a lot of therapy, a lot of work on my back. About 2 years ago, I was able to get off the cane almost permanently. Once a month, once every 2 or 3 months, my back would go out and back on the canes, 1 or 2 at a time, depending. And so working out of that, I discovered that I could still do small sculptures without straining my back. And I partnered up with just the greatest guy, one of the best people I've ever met. His name's L.C. Lindsay.
Let's get a quick picture of LC here. Hi, LC.
How you doing? He's a true master sculptor, and we complement each other to the nth degree. And we decided to form a partnership, and both of us are literally out of the fire, coming out of the woods, and we're hoping to build something akin to what I used to have back in the years when I was physically able.
That's a good way of capturing your current situation. And Glenn, we talk about veteran homelessness often, but it's still a challenge. And even though the VA has come a long way with the VASH housing program and what have you, and we've featured a lot of our success stories and how AVET Project has helped these guys and gals, it continues to be an issue.
Oh, absolutely, and it's unfortunate. I mean, I agree with what Garen told you just a few minutes ago, and it's a crying shame that America's veterans have to end up being homeless. Whatever the path is that gets them to homelessness, we need some kind of more instant solutions to help those veterans so that they can get back on their feet. I think the VA is doing better with, like you said, the VASH program, and I know they've given some help to people and put them up in a hotel for a little bit, and then put them, I know, down in a house, not a housing, but a apartment complex that's not too far from where I live in Satellite Beach. So they're coming along, and they, Eric Shinseki, the four-star general who was the head of the VA wanted to end homeless within 5 years, and that was 2 years ago, I think, when he started that push. And I hope to heck that they can get there and do that and end homelessness for our veterans through positive programs and places to live. You got to have a place to live.
You got to have a home. You got to have a base. So, Jim, the neat thing about you is you didn't wait for the VA to help you. We'll get to that for sure. You didn't wait for the VA to help you. You have some really incredible skills and talents, all right? And you've decided that, hey, I've got some community partners, and we'll get into Stu Smith of Citrus Solution here in a moment, and AVET Project and others, and you're going to apply your wear, and you're going to find yourself in a better place once this project and others are done. Tell us a little bit about, first of all, let's talk about your canes. You make these really incredible canes.
I enjoy doing that. Yeah, I discovered that I could do the light sculptures, so I started making hiking sticks, like beach hiking sticks, walking sticks, canes out of a variety of hardwoods and bamboo. I enjoy the tiki motif, so a lot of my canes represent that. Others represent different religions, from Hinduism to Buddhism and on. And then now stemming from that, a good friend of mine, C.W. Bailey, he owns a Double Eagle sawmill. I had got hooked up with him, and he had one of the most beautiful trees cut that I had ever seen. It came out of Cocoa Beach, the medium. It got hit by lightning. It's called Chinese tallow. It's a tree that was introduced into our continent by Benjamin Franklin in 1776. We, as Floridians, I guess...
Let me jump in here for a second. CW is also an Air Force veteran, so CW, I know you're listening. Hats off to you, brother. Appreciate your service. So he had this wonderful tree, this log, and what'd you do?
Yeah, and instrumental, he... lend us out the piece to carve, literally. We made a deal with the Native American Museum. They're on 520 in Forest, and CW was generous enough to also deliver the piece to us, help us get it cut and get it stood up. And now we're carving the last buffalo hunt, which briefly depicts a warrior Indian on horseback, and his young son is on the back of that horse. The Indian warrior is guiding the horse, and the young son is guiding the spear to the buffalo. There will be other pieces, other things incorporated into the piece, a collage type format, including American Indian, including a variety of different hero spirits, if you will. And when I say that, what I mean is whether it's Marine warriors, Indian chief warriors, Navy, the veterans, the warriors. There's a lot to that, and we're trying to send a message with this piece.
And folks, I'm going to tell you where you can go and not only see it, but see Jim and his crew working on this piece. But I want to mention real quick, Stu Smith of Citrus Solution.
Definitely.
Glenn, you and I are very familiar with Stu. Hey, Stu, I know you're listening.
Hey, yeah. How's it going out there, Stu? Good. Hang in there, man. You do such wonderful work helping our veterans.
And so hold up the card for the YouTube audience.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, he's one of my first supporters, I mean, staunchly so. And his carpet cleaning service actually is going to be kicking us back 10% of anybody that calls in and mentions the first buffalo hunt that needs upholstery clean, carpet clean. He'll do absolutely anything and everything. He's got a wonderful product. It's actually a citrus-based product. And there's nothing better on the market, and that's not just advertising. That's the truth.
That is the truth.
And the aroma, the smell of this that they use is just wonderful.
And you can find them on the web easily enough. Go to Citrus Solution. That's CITRUSOL. What? I'm losing it. Citrus Solution, one S in the middle.
Yeah.
Just check it out. Google them.
.com.
And mention the first buffalo hunt. 10% of the sales are going to go back to support Jim and his crew getting this awesome sculpture done. And the thing that I have to mention is, real quick, while we still have a couple minutes, this is an opportunity for everybody out there in WMEL Radio Land listening to American Warrior Radio. Listen, if you're in Montana listening to us on the internet or up in New York State where you're dealing with 8 feet of snow. I apologize. I'm sorry for you. You can't help but you can go online. Okay, you can go online and you can check things out on the Facebook page. Just go to the avetproject.org. Click on the Facebook icon. It'll shoot you right over there. You'll see pictures of what's going on down here. And if you want to support Jim and his crew in getting this done, you can drop a donation into the secure PayPal. Just make sure you put the first buffalo hunt in the memo, and we'll make sure Jim gets it, because you got costs involved. You got to get sanding discs, the bar oil, and all kinds of different things just to keep this project going.
Yeah, there's an entire list of things that it requires to get the piece finished. Even when you get down to the end, things like butane to burn the wood, to create the illusions, the effects, the textures that you're looking to create. So it's quite expensive to undertake, and if it turns out the way we hope it does, we will be doing replica bronze of that in every size, probably down to desktop, which could be 8 to 12 inches. So theoretically, there could be bronzes available for people that might be interested in that piece and the theme.
Outstanding. So big hats off to CW with Double Eagle Sawmill. Check him out as well. Stu Smith, the Citrus Solution. AVET Project is supporting you in this endeavor. LC and your crew.
LC.
Yep, yeah, for sure. We got you
Can't
up on
leave,
video.
can't leave out the man.
He's
Right.
wearing the Red Shirt Friday shirt there.
Yes, sir.
I want to tell you, if you're on the Space Coast and you want to look, all right, drive by. It's on the corner of 520 and Florida Avenue.
Forest Avenue, right?
Forest.
Florida, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the
Going south.
Indian Trading
Oh,
Post.
I'm sorry, eastbound 520.
Yeah, you're going to see him right on the corner because you're right out by the street. So please stop in. There's parking behind there. Drop a couple bucks in the donation bin as you admire the work that they're doing, because it is phenomenal. Elsie, you're a master yourself, but
Yes,
and you're going to have your portfolio out there that people can flip through and see other things that you've done.
We didn't address this, but I actually still own a company called Tropic Falls. It's a waterfall company. You can see us at tropicfalls.net.
Tropicfalls.net. Write that down. Remember the pen and paper, everybody?
Tropicfalls.net. And we're a master sculpting company. We do primarily waterfalls, but we do ponds, koi ponds, lakes, rivers, golf courses. We do the whole 9 yards. We do it better than anybody. And we work in every medium there is, absolutely. So if you need anything done, even down to your landscaping, give us a call. Our prices are unbeatable, and we sure could use the work.
For sure. So that's Jim McDowell. All right, you can catch him at the first Buffalo Hunt sculpting project right now out there on 520 and Forest, you say, Florida. Right there,
Florida.
Indian Trading Post. You can't miss it. Stop by. Want to thank you for your service. We're going to be touching base with you. We got pictures coming up on a regular basis as to the progress of the project.
Facebook.
AVET Project is behind you. Facebook. We'll get it done, folks. Check him out when you're out driving around. I think Glen Coco Village has an art fair this weekend.
Oh, wow. Well,
So-
I saw 3 or 4 fairs just driving to work today, so it must be fair day. But, I wanted to add my thanks for your service to our country, Jim.
Thank you, Glenn.
And I know we talked off the air about the project and the scope and the nature of it, and folks, you need to go see this. This is fantastic.
It truly is. So thank you, brother.
Well, thank you very much, and it's tropicfalls.net.
Outstanding. And we'll be touching base with you again in the near future. Glenn, we have to get this out there before the bottom of the hour break, because you brought some really important news about non-service connected pension updates.
Yeah, right now, pension program is for wartime era veterans who are very low income, but it does, the way they count income, help a lot of veterans who are in assisted living facilities who couldn't otherwise afford to be there. But there's some problems with the program, and right now one of the big problems is if you have too much money, and 80,000 is the asset limit right now. It's not the limit, but it's a guideline, and that's going to change and go to what Medicaid has, which right now is 117,200. This year that'll be up whatever the COLA was this year, about 1%, I think. So,
With one caveat, one big change that they're making.
yeah, that there's going to be a look-back period that doesn't exist now. So right now, if you apply for the pension, and let's say you've got $200,000 in assets, then you could give that all to your family theoretically, or give 120,000 to your family, and then go in the next day and apply for the pension and say I've only got $80,000 in assets, which would technically be true and make you eligible for the pension. But the effect of that would have been just saving the money for your heirs, and that was never the intention of this program. So they're going to up the limit to 117.2 plus a little, and they're going to then implement a 3-year look-back period. So if you have transferred your assets within the past 3 years, those assets will still be counted. And here's a biggie. There's going to be, if you did that and you don't tell them and they find out, there's a 10-year penalty. You will be ineligible, even if you were otherwise eligible for the pension, to apply for it and be approved for a 10-year period of time. What this is aimed at is there are many pension poachers out there who are charging veterans money to help apply for pensions. In some cases, they want the first retro check, and it takes the VA over a year to do this, so that can be tens of thousands of dollars that goes to this pension poacher instead of you to help pay for the ALF expenses in certain cases through that period of time. There's a lot of financial services people out there, and so they use this as a stepping stone to get their foot in the door and then sell you financial products that you may not have ever needed. So there's some big changes coming. It'll be a few months down the road before this is implemented, but I'm telling you, this is for the betterment of veterans as a whole.
It truly is. And again, you can always contact Glenn if you have questions about your VA benefits. Glenn, with 2 N's, Glenn, at avetproject.org. Email him, Glenn at avetproject.org. Here's the deal. Pick up your phones right now. Third caller, AVET Project Prize Pack. If you are a veteran and you want this prize pack, which is really awesome. Is this an awesome prize pack or what, Glenn?
I want it.
Okay, so call in. We'll take the third caller. Vince will get your name. You don't have to come on the air, but call in right now. Third caller, AVET Project Prize Pack. Great stuff. We got tickets to the Washington National Games and some other really cool stuff. Do it now. Call right now. Vince will take your contact info. And listen, we'll be right back after the break with another exciting part of the new segment of American Warrior Radio. Don't go anywhere. We're coming right back after the break.
631-1300.
Okay, guys.
All right.
Awesome.